they turned to ruby red, and then he frowned and shook his head. And I'm sorry, love, I've got to go away. Ride on, ride on, ride on, ride on. They all went out one evening and it's gone. And they tried to figure out whose turn it was to pay, but they never made it back to bed. Some may recall that tears were shed, and no one's lives will ever be the same. Ride on, ride on, ride on, ride on.
Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us for NBA action on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Greg Anthony and Stan Van Gundy. And we've got Allie LaForce reporting from the sideline. Last outing for Minnesota, the loss to the Kings in Sacramento. Now here's Conley. Out left to the wing. Randall left side. The Thunder pull it in. And good depth for the Timberwolves. It can be challenging sometimes, Stan, choosing who plays and who sits.
Well, Kevin, that's the kind of problem you want as a coach. But they've traded away a lot of draft capital to assemble this roster. Now it's about paying them to keep them together.
And so it's the Thunder getting on the board first. Here's Edwards. McDaniels gets a wide open look. And chance shot. Edwards can't hit. Here's SGA. Good. Great play by Williams to set it up.
An expert at getting into the lane and creating havoc. SGA.
For three, Edwards sinks the triple.
Well, it took them 4 attempts, but they've taken the lid off the basket. Maybe that'll get some momentum going.
It's Gilgeous-Alexander with the drive.
One of the quickest players in the league. Once Gilgeous-Alexander gets a step on you, it's over.
Up top, Randall. Tips it, and there's Gobert, putting it right back in.
You know, his positioning near the hoop, always to his advantage. Just a terrific job to tip that one back in.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Gobert pulls it in.
And really, despite that miss, they've had a solid start offensively.
Outside Conley. Lobbed up there for Edwards. Clock at 6. Here's Williams. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
And Greg, the Thunder, NBA champions at last, and still incredibly young.
And this is no fluke. They defended, they shared it, trusted in the system and one another. The league's been put on notice. This team is just getting started.
And Holmgren pulls it down. Oklahoma City leading by 3. We're now joined by our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce. Allie, it's all yours.
I had a chance to catch up with Mark Dagnall. Coach spoke about how Rudy Gobert can change a game defensively. He had all the praise in the world, saying there are so few players at this level that can make a player fearful of shooting inside. Rudy is one of them. You have to get over the idea of hearing footsteps and be okay with having a shot blocked every now and then. Back to you.
Thank you, Allie. Fires the 3. They get it back. And the dunk by Hartenstein.
And that's a lesson for the D. Fight harder on the glass.
Yeah, they need to pay attention to the details. Second chance points are backbreaking.
Substitution on the court. 1:51 left to play in the first quarter. And that's a foul called on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That is his first foul of the game. And the Timberwolves with possession here, trailing by 2. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistleblower.
What makes Dante DiVincenzo someone guys want to play with? His grit and his selflessness. He's a hard worker who is always putting the team ahead of himself.
Now, here's SGA. 6 points for him. A three-pointer, no good. .129 left in the first. Edwards fires from way outside. And once again off the mark by Minnesota. Wiggins drives in. Good work defensively by Ingles.
Well, I know he can finish at the rim, but the defense did just enough to force the miss.
Here's McDaniels. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. The three. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Edwards inside. Here's Reed. Gilgeous-Alexander pulls it in. The Thunder with the lead. 6 feet out. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. Now the Timberwolves with it. The Timberwolves working the ball around now. It's Edwards on the wing. Edwards with another miss.
Well, he certainly had trouble finding the mark this quarter.
In the corner, Wallace with it. With 1 on the clock. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. It's the Thunder. They lead by 1.
The Timberwolves, 9.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And when you consider how the Thunder are doing, guys, what do you think?
Way to set the table. Offensively, they dominated on the interior.
Well, if they're going to be that ferocious inside, this defense is in for a long night.
And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession. And Greg, you were a point guard. How has that position evolved over the years?
Well, if you think of how much more of the court that has to be covered and the style, you have to score more now to play the position. I think shooting becomes incredibly important. And then defensively, with all the switching, you got to be able to hold up against size and play all over the floor.
Well, picking up his second foul, he can still be aggressive, but has to be smart about it.
And Gobert throws it down.
Second team foul.
Yeah, they could feel that dunk all the way in France. Gobert with the huge stuff.
Now let's take a minute to talk to Allie LaForce courtside. Allie.
Hey guys, the Thunder are a powerhouse without possessing a bunch of big-name stars. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander said the front office does a good job of picking players to be a part of the organization, and Coach Mark Daigneault said our job as a team is for the whole to be better than the sum of the parts. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, Allie, thanks. You know, Stan, even at this late stage of his career, Mike Conley brings tremendous value to the team.
He sure does, Kevin. And look, we know this. No one brings more discipline and professionalism on a nightly basis. He keeps this team poised. He keeps this team organized. And he's a great mentor to the young players on his team.
Right side, Conley. To the paint. And Gobert throws it down.
Good job of stepping up to the plate there, seizing back the momentum for his team.
Yeah, plenty of lead changes in this game. It's gone back and forth.
And so Mark Daigneault calls a timeout. He's going to take a few moments here to check in with his team and regroup. And it's the Thunder with the ball. They trail by 1. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And the dunk by SGA.
And watch out for SGA going to the basket. He will put it on your head if you're not watching.
Randall outside. Gobert down low. Out to Conley. A second chance effort. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Excellent coverage defensively, making it hard on him.
It's Randall with the drive.
Watch out. When Randall gets going, he's carrying some serious force.
In stand, the head coach, Chris Finch, bringing a culture of accountability to this Timberwolves team.
Yeah, Chris Finch challenges every player, Kevin, top to bottom. No sugarcoating Coach Finch's message, but at the same time, getting that buy-in that a coach has to have.
And timeout called by Chris Finch. He's going to make some adjustments to the game plan. Both teams deciding to change it up. About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter. Conley feeling it out. Pass to Randall. Launches a 3. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Wallace outside. Down low. Stolen by McDaniel. And now the Timberwolves on the break. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Well, this is how difficult it is to stop Randall. When he's committed to scoring, sometimes you just have to foul him.
2 shots.
All free throws good from Randall.
And he's shown a great touch at the line. They've tested the big guy, but he's come through.
Reverses, and it's good on the way in. Randall's got 6 in the quarter.
And they've had 2 completely different quarters. Field goal percentage just over 20 in the first, and they shot themselves out of that slump and have the lead here in the second. I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Outside Edwards. Pass to Randall. Good D by Holmgren.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
Williams inside. Here's Dort. No good on the 3. Here's Minnesota. Edwards. Oh, the power on that throwdown. Wow.
Yeah, Edwards has some big bounce in his step.
Count it.
Well, you want to shoot a high percentage from the floor? That's where you go with the ball.
Pass to Randall. Here's Reed. And that one released in time, but no good. And so it's tied as we head to halftime. And we'll be back right after halftime for the start of the third quarter. We'll see you in a bit. And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. And here now, the Thunder. Stan Nasreed is a much-beloved player with the Timberwolves, the 2024 Sixth Man of the Year award winner.
Yeah, he is, Kevin. I'm not sure the fans in Minnesota love anyone more than they love Nasreed, not even Anthony Edwards. They appreciate his consistency, the effort he brings every night, the energy, and yeah, the charisma on top of all the skill.
And he'll be shooting his first free throw of the game here. And so he hits the technical free throw.
Well, respected both on and off the floor, Conley is one of those guys that leads by example.
And here's Edwards from the arc. It's hauled in by Jalen Williams.
There's some defense for you. For someone who's as good at shooting the three ball as he is, you need a defender who's equally good at guarding against him.
Well, this is what Mike Conley provides for you. Elite efficiency at the arc.
Gilgeous-Alexander can't get it to go. Timberwolves leading by 4. Here's Randall. It's rebounded by Hartenstein. Pass to Williams. Over Conley. And the shot no good. A bit short.
And out of the gates here in this second half, they have not started well. 0 of 3.
Now Gobert. SGA defending. Now and he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That one on Hartenstein.
Well, we know Edwards has an outstanding skill set, but what makes him truly special is his competitive will and ability to handle high-pressure moments.
Greg, Anthony Edwards is full of confidence, and it's beautiful to watch.
And rightfully so, and can do it all on the floor. As complete of a wing as you'll find in our league.
Not a great start to the second half, just 1 for 4. Got to find ways to generate better looks here.
Oof, ugly start to the second half. They're still scoreless in their first 5 attempts.
The wide open look here for Ingles. Good, and the assist goes to Edwards.
Yeah, great outside shooting, really fueling this run.
Outside Edwards. Back to DiVincenzo. It's Edwards on the wing. 6 to shoot. McDaniels outside. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. To stop the drought. And it's Gilgeous-Alexander missing. Minnesota leading by 8. Edwards with it. George. Edwards with the dunk of the night.
So that was unbelievable. Not many guys can do what Ant-Man just did.
And so Mark Daigneault calls a timeout. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. So both teams making some changes here. Mitchell wide open. A three-pointer off the mark.
And they just can't find a way to end this thing. Nothing falling right now.
Well, this is a spot where you have to be able to go to your leaders. They need to step up and make a play to turn things around.
Caruso, no good. And here are the Timberwolves. They've gone on a 13-0 run. Here's Edwards. Edwards getting the close range, too.
I thought they played better defense in the first half. Since the break, they've been missing something. Well, it's a three-point shooting league. Guys like him are so important for spacing.
Edwards looking it over. Launches it. The Thunder pull it in. Pass to Caruso. From the wing. The shot, no good. Timberwolves leading by 12. Here's McDaniels. And finished off by McDaniels.
Well, you can't sleep on McDaniels' athleticism if you're the defense. At 6'9", he can absolutely hammer it up.
And the basket is good. Mitchell's got his first points in this one.
Yeah, the more he knocks those down, the more confidence this coaching staff's going to have in him.
Outside Edwards. Bursting off the floor. Edwards hammers it down.
Well, it might not be fair, but most nights we expect Edwards to put up big scoring numbers. That's what you ask of your stars.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Now Caruso. 8 points for him. Shoots over McDaniel. Off target from the wing. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter to a close. They've excelled in the open court. They're and there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. And it's Conley with the ball for the Timberwolves. And Reed throws it down.
Well, that's what Reed brings to the table. He's got an impressive combination of strength and mobility.
Offensive rebound. Goes up again. Bounces high off the rim and drops.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
Here is Conley. Randall outside. Picked by Reed. He gets that one. And 11 points for Julius Randle.
And offensively, they seem to have turned a corner.
SGA surveying the defense. Pass to Holmgren. Three-pointer. Julius Randle with the rebound. Timberwolves leading by 16. And that's a foul called on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That's foul number 2 for him. So both teams changing it up here.
Substitution on the court.
And here's Randle. And Randle throws it down.
Emphatic finish by Randle. I love when he's forceful around the hoop.
And he makes that one. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 4 this quarter.
And that's definitely a shot that he has in his arsenal.
Randle outside. Edwards with the screen. Pulls it from 20. Pulled the shot a little up, but the bounce goes his way. And the Timberwolves lead by 18.
Clearly, Randle is locked in. Every trip down, he's attacking the defense and finding ways to beat.
And that's a special play coming from the one spot.
You know, his passing can take a backseat for that dunk. Wow.
Wow, that is an impressive vertical for a point guard. My goodness.
And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. Wants to make sure everybody's coordinated and intent. And the Timberwolves making a change here. Randle outside. Holmgren rips down the rebound. Thunder trailing by 16. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Now Caruso. Takes the 3. It's off target.
Yeah, you wonder what is he thinking right now. He's not shooting the ball well, and shots like that only hurt his team more.
Now here's Edwards. Shot clock at 6. Randle. Jumper is off. And Gilgeous-Alexander's got the ball here for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Here's Holmgren. Fires the 3. That one is off. Randle with the ball. He's picked up by Gilgeous-Alexander. And it's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
So close to getting the block there. You can live with those calls because you'd rather have a guy playing aggressive instead of playing it safe.
Now Williams. 3. Good.
Nice find by Gilgeous-Alexander. He reads the floor so well.
Edwards with it. Driving inside. Gobert rising up and ripping down the two-hand jam.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Timberwolves.
And it may be a comfortable win for them, but, you know, they had to weather a few storms along the way, and that's all part of the story.
Yeah, Kevin, this was by no means the runaway that it might appear to be. It was a scrappy performance, though, all the way through.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And as usual, some excellent work tonight in what was a quality big impact game for Anthony Edwards.
He came out with great energy and effort, doing everything he could possibly do to help his team.
Got that bucket in no time at all.
They just blocked out the noise, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
It is always a special feeling winning on the road. The degree of difficulty adding to that sense of accomplishment.
It's Williams high post. Outside, Dort. Off target with his three. It's been all Timberwolves. 19-point lead, which is the largest margin in the game. And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look